Hello and welcome to the Become Your Magic Power Hour, where we become our magic by igniting those abracadabra moments that lead us to our dreams, to our destiny, to where we want to be, right? And so life is about understanding that we are our own magic. We decide what we want. We become the life we want to live by what? By just showing up for ourselves. Let me get this camera right. We got an extra seat because in a little bit I'm gonna have some company join the conversation. But anyway, I missed you guys terribly yesterday, but it ended up being one of those days that's life, right? So I wasn't able to go on at 12. I was planning to go on at 7, but as you guys know, if you follow me, that yesterday was Neve's birthday. She turned 15 years old. And so she had some friends and some friends over last night to celebrate her 15th birthday in the backyard, Corona style. And so I miss you guys terribly, but I'm telling you, I got some juice for you guys today because I'm about to talk about my favorite topic in the whole wide world, which is becoming your own best friend. So I'm going to give some time for you guys to tune in because I know, like you know, that we be late. Why are we so late? Why are we so late to the things that are going to fill us? See, I don't need you to tell me that what God says and what we do is not all power up. And so we got to be intentional about clocking into the power ups, right? Those things that really matter. Those conversations that really improve the quality of our life. As you can see, I am wearing the Yours Truly Abracadabra Become Your Magic. You can get this on. I just threw this on a shirt that I already had. See that? So, but if you want to become your magic, make sure this thing is so lopsided. If you want, here you go. Can you see that better? There you go. You can see me better, huh? All right. But yes, like I said, it is really about us being able to be intentional about our time, be intentional about who we are, right? Be intentional about what we want, what we desire, understanding that as long as we get an action for the things that we want, that we get them. Period, right? And so a lot of times you have people who say, I've been praying, I've been hoping, and I've been, wanting whatever it is that I've been desiring. But then when I ask you, well, what action steps did you take in order to enforce that dream, that desire? Tell me what you did, and that's when the conversation ends, right? Because we're expecting magic to come to us instead of understanding that we own the magic. That's the power that is you. You own the magic. Hey, Brittany. Hey, beautiful. Thank you for tuning in. Matter of fact, let me share. Brittany, you made me remember I need to share. So let me find myself because as you know, the first 15 minutes, it is about us saying hello to you. It's about you saying, what did you do that you can see what abracadabra moments have been happening to you that you have actually been conscious of, right? Because I want you to understand, like, it didn't just happen. You have been moving through life. And so abracadabra are the moments that lead you into your magical place, that magical dream that becomes a reality, right? Because sitting in the dream and then allowing it to manifest into reality is what magic is, right? It's like sparks. It's like fire. It's like, oh my God, look what I did. Look who I am. Look what I became, right? And so the magic is in you recognizing that you have the power to be the magician in your life. And that God has already given you the anointing. He has pre-qualified you to be whatever it is that you desire. But we got to recognize that until we get into real relationships with ourselves, we don't even really know what we desire. Sometimes we don't even know what we like. Many people don't even know their favorite color, right? But we can tell you somebody else's favorite color. How many of us don't know our favorite color, but we can tell you somebody else's favorite color? That's what it is about becoming your own best friend. It's recognizing that when I get into relationship with myself, I know what I like. I know what to gift myself with. I know the spaces I want to go in. I know my favorite things. I know the things that give me peace. I know the things that give me comfort. I learned how to control my environment. I learned how to replant myself in good soil. I learned how to read on me so that I can teach you about me, right? I come with instructions when I get into a self-love relationship with myself. When I become my own best friend, I then come with instructions. Not instructions in a way of being demanding and overzealous and I guess what you say, pompous, not in that way, but with the idea of coming with, I know what hurts me, I know what heals me. I know how strong I am. I know what I can get through, right? And so if this is not working, I'm not staying here because I feel like I'm scared to be alone. Why? Because I love myself. I'm okay with being alone with me. So then when you are okay with being alone with you, when you are okay with who you are and falling in love with every little stinking piece of yourself, right? When you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, oh my God, look at the beauty that is me. Because when I look in the mirror, I see my soul, right? When I look in the mirror, I see where I came from. When I look in the mirror, I just can't help but to smile about who I'm becoming every single day in my consciousness, right? Being intentional, right? Being intentional about the company I keep, being intentional about how much I'm loving on myself, how much I am trusting myself with my desires and my dreams. Because some people will come to you and say, listen, I want this thing to happen for me and I need your help. And let me tell you, you will go to the ends of the earth to help somebody to follow through with what it is they need from you. But how often do we go to the ends of the earth to follow through with what we need from ourselves? How often do we follow through with the becoming your own best friend? Look how much I said. We're 6 minutes in and we haven't even gotten to the topic part. So like I said, I'm about to start sharing. You at this time, share if you can. If you're in the I Choose Me Bling Boutique group, of course you cannot share. That is a private group. Now I realize that's why I can't see sometimes your comments if I'm not in that page, because that is a private group. So if you do not know about the I Choose Me Bling Boutique, you might want to join. You are welcome to please be a part of our family. The other place that I want to say hello to is my YouTube page. I Choose Me hashtag No More Excuses YouTube page. I've had it for years and now I'm starting to nurture that, and so I'm going live in there too. And so I want to say hello to you. If you are coming in through that YouTube, I'm gonna try to get them younger kids. My kids don't do Facebook, so I said let me start going on YouTube. This StreamYard is an amazing tool. How many of us are looking for tools in order to enforce the dream we have for ourselves? How many of us are studying to show ourselves approved in the dream that we have for ourselves? How many of us are following through with the yes God gave us? I know I am. I know I'm following through with the yes God gave me, even if it's not as quickly as I know I should be, where I should be right now. I can acknowledge and celebrate where I am, right? Because being in the moment is to celebrate right now. It gives you the power for tomorrow and it gives you the grace from yesterday, right? And so I'm going to be in this moment so I can celebrate the who I am right now in all of his glory. No matter, it doesn't matter if it's where you want to be, where you want to arrive. You have arrived. Every moment you're arriving somewhere, right? Every moment you don't get back. And so if we know about travel and we know about what it means to arrive, we know that that means we are in motion. And so even if you are not at the destination that you saw yourself being, understand that as long as you're getting up, as long as you're thinking about it, as long as you're making action steps toward it, you are arriving every day. Because when you get to the place that you are, you understood that you got there by arriving every day. All of those abracadabra steps got you to your arrival. But every day you're arriving within yourself, right? Every day you are becoming more of yourself. Every day you are getting closer to where you want to be or further away from where you want to be. That all determines on where you're moving, what direction you're moving in. But God wants us to understand that the world is always moving. And every day is a new day to have a new thought, a new belief in yourself, right? And so if you arrive to this moment, then you can celebrate your arrival thus far. I can celebrate where I've come from thus far. I can celebrate who I am thus far. Why? Because I have been arriving the whole time. Because God made the ending before the beginning. And so every day I show up in a room, I have walked in an arrival. And so how are you arriving? Are you arriving like your best friend? Are you showing up like, oh my goodness, this is my moment. This is my time. Okay, so found me. That was quick. That was good. Oh, I found my I Choose Be Bling boutique. So let me go into another one. Hey, oh, that's you, Melissa. Hey, boo. Hello, sis. Hello, sis. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm following through. Come on now, Brittany. That's what I'm talking about. Look at the neighbor in you. Come on, because we're so eager to pull somebody else up. But that's what this I Choose Me is about. It's about looking at yourself and saying, I follow through. I'm following through, right? Look at yourself and say, I made it this far. You know, we're so good with each other. That's why my mission is so important, because we are great. When I say we are outstanding for our roles and titles, we are outstanding to the people who need us. But are we outstanding to us? It's time out from looking at our neighbor. It is a self-love. It's time for us to look at us and say, look what I done. So that your neighbor can say, oh my God, what can I become if she did that? See, the neighbor is suffering in silence because they don't even know. But when we begin to stand up in that thing that makes us so powerful, when we begin to stand up in our abracadabra, in our magic, our neighbor will ask you, well, what did it take you to get there? And then now that is your moment to what? Shine your light on them. What's that song? Shine your light on them. Shine your light on them. Shine your light on them. I'm telling you, when you shine your light on your neighbor, what? Oh my God, what a difference that can make, right? And so you were right, Brittany. We got to take care of us so that we can show up for our neighbors, because our neighbors are watching us more than they're hearing us. So you could say how good God's been, but are you walking with the soul's posture that God has been good to you? So you are but a mere evidence, right? So you can say that Jesus could heal, but it wasn't until he healed somebody you say, oh my God, he is a healer. You know, oh my God, he is a deliverer until you've been delivered, right? And so you get confidence in what you know to be so. And so when you stand up in that, that is the confidence, that is the light that somebody else gets. That is you giving that soul print, right? That is you showing up in that abracadabra because you did that. Oh my goodness, somebody's life is better. Somebody's life is different. Somebody's life is more of itself, right? And so it's about us understanding that when I show up for me, oh my goodness, I'm showing up for everybody. And I mean everybody. Because your job is to take care of you in order for other people to take care of themselves. Because we inspire people. We are inspirational. We are magical. When we what? When we become our own best friend. Oh my goodness. What we can be when we become our own best friend. Thank you, Melissa. You like my abracadabra t-shirt? Okay, so now I found my other one where I can share, because I know I can't share. Listen, I'm like, y'all, I went into the boutique and I can't share from the boutique. I just found that out. Not really found that out, but I think I normally come up in my other page, so it's okay. I'm about to share to your group, Brittany's Motivation and Encouragement Group. Please join Brittany's Motivation and Encouragement Group. Why? Because we can always get extra. We can always have extra doses of positive affirmations, because the positive affirmations is what creates the life that you want. See, doubt means don't. And so you never arrive to where you want to be, because you don't want to really go there if you're doubting where you want to be. Right? So if I'm doubting, then it means I don't really want to go. But if I'm believing right? And I know it's so. Then I am moving and I'm like, oh my God, how did I get here? Abracadabra is saying, how did you get here? That you were so focused on the dream. You were so focused on your powerfulness that you just arrived. Do you know how many days I wake up and tears fall from my eyes because I'm like, oh my goodness. I remember saying, oh, if only God, I could start a movement that would inspire women and girls and people to love themselves, to beyond the molestation, beyond the abandonment, beyond the abuse, beyond the not feeling worthy enough, beyond the scars of not becoming who you thought you were supposed to be because somebody planted seeds of who God called you to be, and you never took the time to find out who you were. And so when you were not becoming the thing that they wanted you to be, you started to feel unworthy because you forgot that you were always becoming who God wanted you to be, because he is in control and he is the one that is taking you through where he's taking you through in order for you to be who he called you to be. And so when other people don't know where you're going, they can misjudge your journey. They can misread your dreams, you know? And so they unconsciously tell you what you can't be because they don't know who you are. That's why it's a personal relationship, because I would rather show you me and God's conversation than listen to you and God's conversation about me. Because God ain't talking about you to nobody else. But unless you're your own best friend, meaning I found the God in me, right? I found that perfect peace that makes me unstoppable, that peace that makes me irreplaceable, right? And so when I begin to realize how irreplaceable I am, I begin to operate and show up in the gift that is me. And then I honor the light and the breath that God gave me, right? And so everybody's thing is different. So I can't tell you who to be. I can only tell you to get into a better relationship with yourself. I can help you heal past those traumas. Why? Because I'm the soul coach. So I can help you turn that moment of pain into power. And I mean in a moment. Anytime I do a soul coaching session, you only need one. We're going to deal with one topic and you're going to be healed at the end of it. It is an hour of your time because it's only about how you see in yourself. It's only about the power you're giving that thing because you didn't realize. I had to recognize through time. And so wisdom is learning from somebody else, right? I didn't know 20 years ago that, or when I was a young girl, that being molested will then one day evolve into me being an amazing mom because of those restrictions that I gave myself, right? I had no idea that thing, that who that killed me would be the one thing that healed me, that made me who I was. I had no idea. Why? Because God was writing the story. Because he sent me here to be what? A solution. He sent you here to be what? A solution. But the only way we can become the solution is by getting over those things, by removing the shame and getting in our lane, by not owning the pain of it, but owning the survival, what you got out of, who you became, how you arrived into the position when nobody saw you coming, right? That's why I say abracadabra. When you get up from those things and nobody even saw you coming, it's like magic. And so those whispers about, oh my God, that girl, those girls went through that molestation, or what would they be? Oh my God, they was in that house with all that cussing and fussing and screaming. What would they become? Oh my God, they went to places where somebody robbed them of their innocence. Who will they become? Where will they go? How can they inspire? They can inspire because there are so many people who understand your story. You are not the only one. That just means you're in front of somebody in line. Oh my God, God got you in many lanes. But you, by what you've been through, means that you are in front of somebody in line of your pain, in line of your promise, in line of what you've been through. You are in front of somebody because somebody was in front of you. So God is always them footprints in the sand where we always think that it was God carrying us. See, God is waiting on us where he is. But he said, but I sent one of my children to go before you. And if they will be courageous enough to know that I sent them to go before you so that you can see past that moment, because somebody is blocking you. You are blocking somebody. Somebody is behind you, watching you evolve, watching you get up, watching you resurrect, watching you become your best friend, trying to figure out, how does she love herself so much? How does she love herself so much? How does he love himself so much? How is he seeing himself? How is he speaking into his life? What is that force? It is a supernatural force that is you. It is the you that the world is waiting for. It is the power that becomes everything. And so the question is, what is the you that the world is waiting for? What is that special friend that you have to offer? So we're going to go over what best is and what friend is, okay? Because it is important. It is so important to understand what best is and what friend is, and for us to show up like that, because we are waiting for somebody to befriend us when God said, I have already befriended you. I already see you. You don't need nobody else to see you. You need to see you so that you can show them who I said you are. You need you to see you so that you can become the magic that they need to see, because I sent you for somebody else. You were the answer to somebody's problem about what you went through. And so how dare you take what I took you through in vain? How dare you bury that pain when it was meant to be your power? It is the thing you plug into to know just how magical you are. And if you never recognize your magic, are you really standing in it? If you never recognize your power, are you really standing in it? If you never recognize your force, are you a force? You can only be who you know you can be by moving in that, by operating in that, by owning the thing that is you. And so I want you to own the thing that is you, because it then illuminates everything else, right? Because if we eliminate our boundaries, we illuminate our light. Come on now, because there is no lid on you. There is no lid on you. So if you eliminate your boundaries, what do? You limit where you stop, right? You limit your distractions. You limit your beliefs and you not being worthy. You turn that thing around. Why? Because that's what it's about. That's what power looks like. It looks like turning something around. It looks like going from weak to strong. It looks like going from empty to full, from pain to power, from sorrow to joy. It is an experience that you give yourself by knowing you're worth it, by knowing that when you carry that, that is the peace. When Jesus was on a boat and he said, peace, be still. Oh, the storm didn't stop. Who you were in the storm. It gave you a sense of, this is just the rain I needed to water my seed. When it's raining on you, you don't complain about the rain. You said, let me tell you something. It had been sunny for a week. I was expecting rain, because how else will my seed grow? If we know that a seed in the ground requires water, if you leave it in there just dirt and dry, it ain't nothing going to come out of it. And so you've had 7 days of sunlight. Welcome the rain. You need the rain. It grows you into that tree that you want to be. It grows you into the dream. It teaches you to trust yourself. It teaches you your powers, right? Because if I got up past that, I'm like, oh my God, I have the power to get up past anything. What can knock me down? Nothing. Because I remember my story. I'm not ashamed of it. I remember it. The memory of who I was and who I'm becoming is what the magic is. So once again, I got sidetracked because y'all know I could do that. We are going on to definitions, and we are already, 23 minutes in, because I am long-winded, honey. I could talk for days by myself. I told you my husband was like, please start your show back, because you're killing me in here. You're killing me. But anyway, let's see. So the first word we want to look for is best, right? What does it mean to be best? What does it mean to be best? Because I want you to know that you must become your best friend in order to live in the vision that is you. Of the most excellent, come on now, effective or desirable type or quality. Best. Of the most excellent. Come on now. Excellent. How excellent. Come on now. Ain't that what the song say? How excellent. So the most excellent. Effective. You know what effective means? Meaning you're getting results. That means you are impactful. Effective means when you touched me, I felt it. It affected how I moved. It affected what I thought. If I affect you, then it changes something about the way you show up. So the most excellent, effective, or desirable. Come on now. We spoke about desires, right? Everything that's in our thoughts is a desire. It is a faith. It is a wanting. A wanting of becoming what God hid in you, right? The secrets that he told you about yourself. Type or quality. So quality is enough. Quality. See, we look for quantity when God says, I'm trying to give you quality. See, the pandemic is teaching us quality over quantity. The very beginning of my 365 days of loving yourself to life. It is understanding that I don't need quantity. I need quality. And I need high quantities of quality. I don't need high quantities of anything. I need high quantities of quality. So now I have to sit down and become qualified to understand the quality in which I deserve. Did you hear me? I have to sit down and become qualified to understand the quality that I deserve. And so self-love, that relationship, that is teaching me becoming my best, right? Being excellent in the qualifications of me. So I know what I'm qualified for, and I'm building the quantities in quality. So the relationships I'm building have quality. So I don't just have a lot of people around me, but I have full people around me. I have people who fill me up. I have people who compliment who I am. I have people who pull me out of that place when I don't feel enough. I am very intentional, right? And so that is having quality and not quantity. So it doesn't matter if you got 10 friends if you can't call one. Can you hear me? It does not matter if you got 10 friends and you can't call one. That means you have quantity but no quality. And that is a big no-no. A big no-no, right? And so now it says to the highest degree most. So we know what best is. To the highest degree. So nobody is higher than best, right? Highest degree is excellent, right? And is effective. So that's best. Everybody got best now. Now we want to find out, what does it mean to be a friend? Oh my God. What does it mean to be a friend? So to be a friend, listen to me. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. A member of the Religious Society of Friends, a Quaker, informal. Add to a list of contacts associated with a social network and website, befriend. Okay, we're going to go with number one. A person whom knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. That is a friend. And so, to be one's friend is to, first of all, create a bond with yourself. If I want to be my own best friend, I have to bond with me. And what is a bond? A bond means that something is stuck together. You see this bond? You see this bond? And when something is bonding together, guess what can't get through it? Nothing can get through a bond. You got to rip and tear a bond apart in order for something to get through the bond. And so when I become a friend, first of all, I bond within myself, meaning I'm unbreakable. I am a force that nothing can get through because I am in relationship with myself. I am the highest person, right? Meaning this person that I am in a bond friendship with, I believe in them more than anybody else. Nobody can break the bond that I have with myself. Why? Because nobody can get through who I know, what I've built, what I've created with myself, right? And so best, remember? Best meaning excellent. So I'm excellent at not allowing anybody to break through the bond that I have with myself. I'm excellent. I'm the best at seeing the beauty in the bond that has been created with myself. I am overjoyed in understanding that because I created a bond with myself, I am now my own best friend. Now, let's think about what it means to be a best friend to somebody. How many of us got best friends? Most of us have a best friend, if we're lucky, if we've been blessed enough to find somebody that we trust with our secrets, that we will kill for, that we will get up in the midnight hours to show up for, that we will celebrate every stinking victory that they get, that we will congratulate every time they turn that situation into the next best part of their life, right? We will celebrate them from getting out of that relationship. We will celebrate. People throw divorce parties to celebrate their friends coming out of that place of not feeling worthy or not getting the person who honors who they are. But how often have we thrown a party to celebrate what we did for ourselves, what we did in our lives, how we got past that thing, how we was excellent and not giving up and getting up anyway when we didn't want to? How often have we got up for ourselves in the midnight hour? How often have we talked ourselves off the ledge? And when we were saying, see, because when a friend calls you and say, oh, I can't do it, it's just not in me. When your best friend, now I ain't talking about any friend, because we got some friends that'll come and talk us out of our blessings now, who don't have the faith, and it's only because they've never seen faith in their life. So you had to dream something and see it come together to be able to operate and understanding and telling you, oh, I got faith for you. I had to have faith for myself to believe in faith, right? I had to see something transform in order for me to believe it. So it doesn't mean they're always bad people. It means that maybe faith hasn't been activated in their life, so they can't see it like you see it. But that means you have a special power, right? You have a special power to see beyond your reality, because you know you created. You have a special power to understand that how I see myself is the reality that I'm creating. That until I see my magic, the world will never be magical. Until I believe my worth, I'll never see my worth, right? And so I am bonded in becoming my best friend because I know I have to talk to myself every single day. They tell you that talking to yourself is crazy. I say talking to yourself is being in a relationship with God. They say that talking to yourself is crazy. I say it's crazy not to talk to yourself. Because what's crazy is to give better advice to your best friend. What's crazy is to show up on high levels for everybody else. What's crazy is to talk somebody into their dreams and talk yourself out of it. What's crazy is to believe in the impossible for a friend and not believe in the impossible for yourself. What's crazy is to believe that somebody can get past that discomfort, they can get past that trauma, but you don't believe you can. What's crazy is to believe in somebody else more than you believe in yourself when you have more power to control and change your life than anybody else's. So what's crazy is not knowing the abracadabra moments that lead you to your magic. And so we got to stand up in the power that is us by recognizing that not seeing ourselves, by not becoming our own best friend, by not being able to depend on ourselves, by not being able to see ourselves, by not being able to trust ourselves, by not being able to celebrate our victories, by not being able to say, oh my goodness, you got it, girl, you got it. Come on now. You got it, boy, you got it. I don't care what it is. You got it. Why? Because it is quality over quantity. And so I have to bond with me. I have to become my best friend. I got to love me like nobody else's business. I got to teach people how to love me. Why? Because they're watching me. They're watching how I show up for myself. See, I want somebody to outdo me loving me. Because I showed you how to do it. Because I came with instructions. Because I'm not waiting for you to figure out how to love me. Because I took the time to figure out how to become my best friend. So I know how I need to be loved. I know what I desire. I know the dreams that I have for myself because I've gotten into relationship with God. And he showed me about me. And he told me about me. And he told me those things that I went through. It's what makes me so amazing. And he's told you the same thing. But you're waiting for somebody to co-sign what God already said for you. You don't need a co-signer. You don't need to go around with no petition to be great. God said you got breath, you have the power to be great. The question is, do you believe in yourself enough to learn about you in order to teach somebody how you can be who you are called to be?
I said one time.
Yes, you can.
You have to be who you're called to be. What she's saying is just be who you are yourself. You got me? You can't be Precious. You can't be Rondell. You got to be you. You know, it's people out here that's trying to be inspirational speakers. You know, don't try to be an inspirational speaker. Be you. Because you are the inspiration.
Come on now.
People need to understand that. Stop looking at what other people are doing and trying to imitate what they're doing. Do you. You're the inspiration. You can't be an inspirational speaker. You have to be inspiration. And by you being yourself gives the people that need what you have inspiration to be like you. Because they see themselves in you. Now, this right here, this is free. We do a lot of life coaching. Like we have people that be around us and we coach and we give free advice. So they don't value it because we give it away. That doesn't mean that it's not good advice. You need to listen to what we're saying, man. We don't mean we wish everybody well, honestly. And what happens is people get so close, they get it look easy. We make it look easy. It's not easy. In order to be in the situation that we're in, you have to do what we do. Period. In order to be in the situation that Bill Gates is in, you have to do what he does. Create something.
Create something. You are a creator.
You want to be like LeBron? Get in the gym 1,000 hours a week.
Oh, that's key.
Anything.
That's really key. Because in order to get where you want to go, you got to go through the steps and the instructions, right? Because we always want to arrive.
People are out here
but we don't want to go through the process.
Instead of just being their self. You are the inspiration.
Come on, baby.
You ain't got to do nothing like nobody else, how they do it. You don't have to do that. Do it how you do it because somebody needs your piece, what you're offering.
Yeah.
People need what she got. That's why she here. She giving it to you. People need what I got. That's why I'm here. I'm giving it to them. You got something that somebody needs. Somebody has something that you need.
Come on now. Because you know what I love to say? God said you should never leave the same way you came. Why?
You shouldn't.
Because you should always be dropping something.
And when you got people around you that's real people, man, you need to cherish those people. You don't got to be a fraud. I don't like people that you come around making up. Like, why make up lies?
Oh,
why?
Look what William said. Wonderful. You are inspiration. Be you.
You are the inspiration.
Come on now.
Stop trying to talk like TD Jakes, man.
Come on.
He already got his people that he need to touch. Somebody needs you to touch them. So you have to be you. You can't touch them being me.
Yeah.
You can't touch them being her. You got to be you. People are crazy, man. But be great. We love everybody. Do your thing. We'll see you at the top. That's all. That's it, man. I'm gonna tell you one time. You don't want to listen to my advice. You know another way. The reason why I know so much because we don't have so many. When you have a lot of setbacks in life, trying things, that gives you the experience. So we're passing on the experience, but people don't want to use their wit. They don't want to be wise. That's called being wise. When you're using other people's advice from their experiences and applying it to your life, that's wisdom.
That's wisdom.
Yeah. Something you doing on your own, that's just experience. You don't have to do all that other stuff that we did. We already tried. It's not working. We're trying to tell you, like, we're here to help. But the thing is, like I said, we've been doing it for free, so people don't value it. And it's about to change. All this is about to change. She's on here for free. Okay? She got stuff that she's setting people free. I don't care what nobody. She don't set me. I know how I used to be. And people can get and all her people, they come around, they act like they showed up. Y'all didn't show up like this. I was here. I was laying beside her while she talking to you late night. You crying. Can't get your life together. Ain't nothing working out. She pepping you up. telling you got to keep going, pushing you. Then y'all get up, then y'all get through that, and then y'all just act like y'all superwoman. You're living a fraud, man. Stop living frauds in your life. You know who helping you?
Walking your anointing.
Show appreciation by doing what you're supposed to. Showing up how you're supposed to show up.
Yes.
She don't need nothing from nobody, but you have to show up for somebody else. That's it, man. I'm done. God bless. God bless. Good night.
Look, jumped in. I guess he had a word on him, huh? He had to jump in with the word. Amen. Walk in your anointing. We are so grateful for all of your years of love and inspiration. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But that's what it is. It is years of walking in it, right? Years of operating in it. Years of practice. Like he said, honey, he is my biggest, greatest testimony, because I need people to understand that God has given us each something special. And the reason why we miss it sometimes is because maybe we are distracted by everything else, by everybody else, by showing up for everybody else, by jumping on for everybody else. And this is about us becoming our own best friend. By recognizing that when I begin to show up for myself, when I begin to ignite that power, when I begin to appreciate what I've been through, when I begin to appreciate who I am, when I begin to take these messages seriously, because like we say, knowledge is power. But applied knowledge is transformation. You hear me? Transformation. And so we got to be ourselves. And in order for me to be okay with being myself, I got to become that best friend. In order for me to be able to stand up in my story and be okay with that, I have to become my best friend. And so life gets frustrating because you're like, I know you have what it takes. I just want you to believe in that thing. I want you to walk in that thing. I want you to lift that thing up. I want you to become that thing. We didn't get to where we got to by hoping for the best. We got to where we got to 18 years of marriage and understanding by planning for the best, by making real adjustments, right? By learning each other, because we were 19 and 20, got married at 20 and 21 and 22. So you could only imagine. We grew up together. So we were molding into our ways, right? And so being able to see one another while you still trying to see yourself is why I'm telling you how powerful it is to come with instructions. Because you omit all of the other work, all of that other work, trying to get other people to get it. And you omit all of that by saying, I know who I am. And if we are at a seasoned age, come on now, I'm 40 now, so I know what it is to be seasoned in age. I am totally different thinker. Let me tell you something. Every day we get better. Just about a month ago, we had like a crying, praying, like, you know what? I apologize. We hold scars for long because we are all molding into becoming our best friend. And then we are being able to stand up, because you know what it means to stand up to become your best friend? It means to tell somebody what you want, right? If you're sitting there with your best friend and they kind of shy, it's getting the courage and the confidence to fight for what they need when they won't fight for it. So it's like your alter ego. That best friend is fighting for the you inside that is dying to come out. It's fighting for the dream that is dying to be in real time, right? That best friend is fighting for you every single day. He's fighting for you to keep on getting up. She's fighting for you to keep on going. She's fighting for you to show up in your power, because you can, because you have the capability, because you know your story. And so we got to go off and light somebody else's world up. We got to go off and continue to show somebody through us what it means to show up for ourselves. Because when we begin to show up for ourselves, the cup runs over. You become a water walker. Why are you a water walker? Because you become less dense. That means that the things that kept you neck high in the water now brings you what? Up to the top. And me just saying that, and guess what? I am definitely going to share. I got a poem called Keep Your Head Above the Water. And me just saying that, it made me decide that I'm going to share that poem with you guys. Keep your head above the water, because that is what it is about. It's called Stay Above the Water. This is in my Precious Thoughts from the Soul. If you guys do not have this, honey, go to PreciousPaulin.com. It is a book of just a very few of my poems, 75 to be exact. So let's see. Stay Above the Water is on page 72. Let me see where we at. And then after this poem, I want to get some last minute questions or comments, and then we're going to be ending out because we are at the 45-minute mark. So the message time is over, but I'm going to get this poem in before I get to the last part. Stay above the water. Come on now. When it seems that life has dealt you a hand you cannot play, when it seems that good times roll so fast and troubled times just stay, keep your head above the water. When it seems you've done all you can do and there's nothing left to say, when it seems you spent the bulk of your time on your hands and knees to pray, keep your head above the water. When you're always asking, what did I do to deserve such pain? When it seems you had a life filled with short sun rays but much rain, keep your head above the water. When you cry so much you can't see straight, when you ask the Lord, is this my fate? Just keep your head above the water. For he always answers all our prayers at a time he sees just fit, so he can understand the faith you have and the ability not to quit. To go on strong with changing tides, to keep the Bible by your side. It keeps your head above the water. God takes you places that you might fear, but he won't take you through anything you cannot bear. So keep your head above the water. When it seems that troubled times always tends to last, listen to the voice that whispers, this too, my child, shall pass. God tests his children to make us ready for things he has in store. So when we're blessed with various things, we appreciate it much more. Just keep your head above the water, for your boat is coming soon, full of sunny days and smiling ways and flowers in full bloom. For God takes us to the water and keeps us neck high the whole way through. And when all is said and done, he has great things in store for you. And so I want you to know that God got some good stuff in store for you. And only thing you have to do is let go of the things that you cannot change in order to become less dense. And then you rise up from neck high to chest high, to waist high, to knee high, to feet high, to your walking on water. So what are the things that you must celebrate yourself for? What place, what things, what experiences did you forget to be a best friend to yourself? What are those things that you didn't talk out of yourself? Where are those places that you didn't say, you know what, I know you went there, but that's okay, because that's what we'll tell our best friend. You got it right this time. I know you experienced that thing, but that's okay, because that's what we'll tell our best friend. You got it, girl. You got it, boy. I know you've been through that pain and rejection, but there's love on the other side of that. I know you lost your child, but you can get past that. You can get up through that. You can show somebody to rise from the ashes. I know that you lost that job, but look, you turned your life around. You got a new one. You started as your own boss. You're now an entrepreneur. Aren't you proud of yourself, best friend? Aren't you proud of yourself, best friend? I know they told you that you couldn't do what you can do, but you're doing it anyway. Aren't you proud of yourself, best friend? They said you couldn't walk, but aren't you proud of yourself, best friend? They said you couldn't feel, but aren't you proud of yourself, best friend? What did they tell you? What did they tell you? What did life show you? And how did you become your best friend through it? I want you to celebrate yourself. I want you to love yourself. And I want you to know that until you show up for you, the world will be missing a very, very, very special piece. We are at the 50-minute mark, and so I'm gonna see what we have. He has come close to the fire. Come on now. Applied knowledge is transformation. That part, that is my favorite. Listen, when God gives me stuff, I say, listen, thank you. He just dropped some powerful nuggets. I'm glad. See, that's Rondell for you, honey. Both Precious Paulin and Ron Paulin are always loaded with inspiration and practical advice. Grateful for them both. I especially think there's a lot of guys out there that would benefit from hearing Ron talk too. But even my husband approached Precious and told her how she gets him empowered when he hears me listening to her. Let me tell you something. That was so emotional for me, because those are the seeds, right? Those are the seeds that feed me, right? Because everybody's not in a financial place to say, you know what, I just want to send you a love offering. I want to send you this gift, right? Everybody's not in that position. I remember the times that somebody showed up for me and I couldn't give them that gift. I couldn't bless them with money, but I can bless them in showing up. I could bless them in coming back. I can bless them in just saying, you changed my life, right? Because that is a gift. That feeds fire, that thank you. And so when Nate sat there, water came to my eyes, because you don't know how hard it is to be going for so long, knowing who you want to be, showing up in it with a full load, and still giving of yourself. I have 5 kids, I have a husband, and I have a full load, but it gives me joy to show up every day. It gives me joy to know that because I showed up, somebody else got that house. Somebody else wrote that book. You know how many people have wrote books? In this 4 years that I showed up, it is making my heart melt. These are the things that gets to show you that because you showed up, what somebody else can be. When I read Melissa's book, the most amazing testimony beautiful testimony she gave me in the beginning, and the shout out. But when I was reading it, I was crying. You know why I was crying? And I'm going to try not to cry now, because I am a crybaby. I was crying because as I was reading that book, and as I was listening to her mom's poetry, and I was reading and I say listening because when I'm reading, it's like a whisper in my ear, right? But as I was reading and listening to the other people's stories and legacies, and then I remember reading the beginning, it was a shout out that said that because she came to the power, because I showed up, that so many other people's lives will be changed from her book. So she ate from my tree, and I can imagine the amount of people that are going to eat from her tree. So when I say that it is so powerful that you show up, even when you don't see the reward instantly, right? Because the reward is in the investment. An investment has a better return later on. And when you invest and God gives you a return, that is so much more feeling. And so it is not about what you can do financially. It's about what you can do with what you have. Some people can do it financially, but some people just need to show up and help you clean up the house. Watch the kids for an hour. Just give you a word, because whatever your gift is, it can help somebody else, feed somebody else. And so for all the people that are eating from the tree of Melissa and her mom, because I had a tree from Melissa, it just makes my heart smile. It makes me clock into me. It makes me understand that all the hell that I went through to get here, it was worth it. And so I thank you for making it worth it. I thank you for how you guys are transforming. I am so overjoyed to know that words matter, and they are powerful. They are powerful. And how you see yourself is powerful. And when you begin to see you how God sees you, your life will begin to be magical. So thank you for not just listening to me, but thank you for applying my time and my gifting in your life so that you can show up for you, because that That is the greatest gift you can give me, is to be another light in the world, because my dream is to light up the world. And every time I light somebody else up and they go and bring light into somebody else's life, then I am doing what I have been called to do. So thank you for helping me on my assignment and my calling, because for you to show up, I value your time. I value it, just as I value mine. That's why I am telling you, to be a friend to yourself is so important. And so now that I have cried, and now that I have gotten emotional, and we have shared a poem, and we have went through all of these things, we now have to do what? We have to get our card. We have to get our I am for the day. After I get through these comments, let's see, what do we have? I love that book, and I love the poem. I'm gonna read it again. I needed that poem today. Don't we always? I needed that poem today. Hey, Mama Joan. Hey, Mama Joan. Let's do a card. Oh, you know we are, boo. Words are a gift. They certainly are. You always speaking to me. Come on, Brittany. I'm so glad that I showed up, because I know that it's going to make you even more powerful. And then God is going to kiss me for it. I get kisses every day by God. I can tell you. Every day my kids show up and everybody is on A and B's and everybody is so delightful. That's a kiss from God, because he will always pay you back for what you put out. Always. I wouldn't have gotten that book out of me without you, Queen. Oh, that just, you got me crying already, Melissa. When I have it, I don't mind sowing into good ground. Come on, Brittany, because you have sowed into me. I have gotten a cash app that just said Abracadabra. I'm telling you. So I know you will. I know you do. I love you for it. You got me crying my eyes out over here. I know, Melissa, I know you crying, because we both cry babies. We got to keep that abundance flowing, so into each other all day, every day. That is our job. That is our responsibility. You help me flip my switch, sis, and Nate's too. I'm telling you, my cup runneth over. My cup, it runneth over. There isn't a thing you guys can do to stop me from being grateful, happy, and full of joy. You know why? Because I will not use my pain in vain. I got this far to be great. My light will stay on. Once you find a switch, honey, can't nobody cut it out. Can't nobody cut it out. That's what I want for you. I want you to get your switch on where you have the bond that nobody can break. A bond with yourself. So let's see. What is the I am card today? So as we say, we sit here, and today we spoke about becoming our own best friend, guys. And I want you to give us a card, an I am card, that will represent what it means to be an I am for ourselves, what it means to show up, what it means to have an unbreakable bond with you in the middle of it, right? Because you are the glue, God. You are the glue that keeps us stuck to ourselves, God. And so at this time, I ask you, what card? What card? This one is standing out right here. Let's see what this I am is. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My God, my God. Oh, my God. I cannot, y'all saw me? I cannot make this up. Every day, every single day, God is always in the room. He wants you to know that I am light. Come on. Could we have picked a better card to become your own best friend? Could we have picked a better card? Chef Ron came in and said, be the inspiration, be the light. So this card stood out because God wants, oh my God, God wants you to know that you are the light. Ooh. He wants you to know that you are the light. And for every moment that you were in the dark, you get to become the light. For every moment. My cup runs over. I celebrate you guys today. Remember, it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you. Somebody is relying on you. So it's time to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave a soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what we got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what we got right. And what God got right is you. You are a light. And so tonight, I want you to look yourself in the mirror. Every time you see yourself in the mirror, I want you to say today, I am the light. Remember, You can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is now time for you to become your very own best friend. A bond that cannot be broken, cannot be severed, a fighter like none other for your star player. And so it's time to root for you. It's time to show up for you. And it's time to no holds bar in your life because you are the light. I love you. You have been listening to the queen of soul stirring inspiration, the soul coach herself, the prophetic poet, Miss Precious Paulin. I'm so grateful that you spent this power hour with me. Remember, remember. I choose me. Hashtag no more excuses because you were born enough. Abracadabra, y'all. It's time to become your magic. I will see you tomorrow, which is Friday. We will have a special guest for the Abracadabra 15-minute hour on Friday. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to tell my guest that she's going to be a special guest tomorrow because it is now time. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now go be great and love yourself. See you guys tomorrow at 12. And don't forget to share because somebody needs to know that they are the light. Bye-bye.